Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer, and I'm excited to be here with you today to share some stamping, paper crafting ideas with you to inspire you with your card making. So thank you for joining me today. Please let me know that you can hear okay and things. I am using a different computer, so as always, just trying to make sure that everything is all okay and up and running and things. So I appreciate you being here. So each Thursday at 1:30 p.m. New Zealand time, I come to you with a special live to share some ideas with you. So thank you for joining me. Let me know where who's here and where you're from. I appreciate those who faithfully watch me every week. Appreciate you being here. And I know for some of you during the day is a bit tricky. So at night or later on, you get to watch the replay. So it's good that we have that option. Excuse me today that I'm a little bit croaky, feeling okay, but just a bit of a croaky throat, so not quite my normal self. So you'll have to put up with that. Sorry about that. Welcome, Sheila. It's great to have you here. Just let me know that sound and everything is okay because I am using a different computer, so a different setup. So hopefully we're all good. So today what I'd like to show you is a fairly easy card, but it very looks nice, stylish, and I'm using the Layered Thoughts stamp set along with the Textured Notes dies. So I hope I give you some ideas over the weeks in the past. The last couple of weeks, last week I did do a card. Before that I did some other things like scrapbooking and then the paper bouquet. If you missed those, check those out. And before that, I did quite a lot with the Impressions A Bloom stamp set and dies. So this time I'm using the papers, and they are called the Floral Impressions. So, and you can use whatever papers you like, whatever colors you've got, but that's what I'm going to use today. So let's get started, and I'll show you what we're going to make. Great. Okay. Just moving my chair, moving across. So this is the Layered Thoughts stamp set. They are quite, as you can see, biggish sentiments, which means they can kind of be a focal point of our card, which is quite cool. And basically this is the only stamping I've got is the sentiment. So today I'm going to sort of focus around happy birthday, but you've got, thank you, thinking of you, love you, that kind of thing. So you can sort of, make it how you like. But that's a very cool set. And I'm just wondering, I used to have got my stamp here. So it is photopolymer, okay? So you'll see here the happy birthday is quite big. You'll see it is, when you're using pinks and reds, it does stain, but it still works fine. So that's all good. So I'm pairing that with the Textured Notes dies. Whoops. So these are very cool. So basically it's a way of cutting some rectangles, and you get all these different textures around the edge, and it's just very subtle. So where is the one I cut out earlier? It is not obviously in sight. Anyway, here it is. You will see it on the cards. So can you see it's just got a little bit of a pattern around the edge for that, but they're slightly different. So you've got this big one here, and it's the same there, but yeah, quite different patterns. I haven't even cut them all up yet, but they will be great to use. You've got a range of sizes. So that's what I'm going to use. And then I'm using the Floral Impressions paper. So some of those are quite bright and colourful. I can't really show them to you because I've used most of them up now, although saying that there is some share paper to send out, but what am I trying to say? This one here didn't jump out at me, but because it's slightly more leaves than flowers, so lots of greens, a little bit of yellow. So what I have done is use this paper for today's card, and I'm going to show you a few subtle but variations. Now I'm just going to quickly have a sip of water because otherwise I'm going to start coughing, and you don't want that. Right. So let me show you what I've done, and then I'll make one of the cards with you. And it was kind of hard deciding what to do. So the very first card I made I can't remember. I think it was this one. All right, so you'll see I've stamped garden green. So this card paper uses Old Olive and Garden Green, so I've gone for the slightly darker one to make it stand out. So I've got a garden green base with a bit of white, the designer series paper, and then this, and I've just framed this slightly with a little bit of green as well. So it just kind of frames it and then stamped and sort of layered it up. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go for a white base or a garden green base. So that is the white base. So it's got white with a bit of green around it, and then the papers, and the top bit is the same. And then I've added some of these embellishments. I'm not actually sure if they're still around. They're the earth tones. Just going to mute for a second as I cough. Right. So can you see? I don't know if we can see those side by side. Might be better. Maybe I just need to put my camera up slightly. Then you'll get to see slightly more. Let's just move it up a little bit. There we go. You might get to see a little bit more. Just a little bit low. All right. So they're the two cards. What do you think you like? The white or the green background? Let me see your comments. All right. I see some of you are watching on Facebook and some of you on YouTube. So that's cool. Welcome, Elizabeth, as well. Great to have you here. So the one I'm going to do today, I then changed it up slightly again. So let's put those up here. So I've gone for the garden green base, but I've gone for a slightly wider border around the edge, and then just a subtle bit on the white, and then like that. I've got a couple of other examples to show you, but we will look at those at the end. So that inspiration was from a card I'm sure I did as a live a while ago, and it was this layout here. So I don't know if you remember seeing that one. And that was another sentiment that was quite big. Obviously, I've just done it on a rectangle, and you could quite easily, if you don't have these dies, do it on a rectangle and put it on. But it's the same layout, just different papers, different coloring. With this one, I actually stamped the pattern on my background as well. So you could do that, and you could quite easily change the colors and get quite a different look. Right, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is share a tip for when you are die cutting these. So let me try and explain. Where is my white piece to cut it on? Here. Okay, so I'll just show you without the machine here. So I'm going to put that like that. Now, if you put this in your machine and it's straight like this, then it's going to have to go over the roller, all that bit at once, and you'll feel it's quite hard, quite a ka-chunk when it kind of goes through. If you angle it slightly, pretend this is, so let me just show you. So imagine this is the roller, and it's rolling over, and it has to roll over all that in one go. It's quite heavy. If I angle it slightly, and then the roller comes over, it's just gently starting on that and then carries on through, and it's much easier for you as you're putting it through as well as for the machine. Sorry, I'm going to have to pause periodically to cough because that's the only thing with this slightly rattly sore. It's not a sore throat, it's just a croaky voice. If I keep talking, I need to cough, and I don't want you to hear me cough. So hopefully I've I have muted the coughing when I do, and then I remember to turn it back on again. So see how that's angled, and then I'm going to put it through. I'm going to have to move it slightly, otherwise it's going to hit the arm of where the camera's being held, and that's not even clear for you guys, sorry, all out of focus. But there was no clunking in that because it was an angle. All right. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that cool? Let's move that back for don't get the glare. All right, so the only bit we are stamping is this here. Now it is quite a big damp. So make sure you've got a good firm surface. If you haven't got a glass mat like me, maybe a paper piercing mat, something like that, to give a good coverage. And because it's quite a big stamp, looks like there's something there. I'm actually going to do it this way. Right, looks like it's got a good covering. And I'm not going to lift it up too soon. I'm going to try and hold it down, give it a good firm press. Oh, look at that, beautiful. So that is our only stamping. And then it's basically just putting the card together. So it is very quick. All right, so I'm going to show you when I did this one last time. I didn't have the white border, but we'll put it together and decide if we want to do that or not. All right, measurements wise, I'm going to try and put this on a blog post, but I've also got something else to get ready for tonight, so I'm not sure if I'll get it done today. So basically, this is 9.5 centimeters by 13.5 centimeters, and then this is 3 millimeters less. So that would be 9.2 centimeters by, what did I say? No, it's not 13.5. Sorry, apologies. It's 13.8. 13.8 by 9.5. And this is 13.8 by 9.5. This is 13.5 by 9.2. So we're going to glue those together. So I'm going to use my glue. I need my little pokey thing, and it's in next door. Let's see if this one's going to... Oh, yep, this one's definitely coming out. So remember, you only need a nice thin layer because you don't want it oozing out. Even that's kind of too much, but we'll just gently push it down. All right, so that's like that. So it just frames it a little bit, and then we will put it onto our card base, and it's got that wider garden green coming through. So you can have all sorts of layers. It can be 5 mil difference, 3 mil difference. So this will actually be a centimeter difference from the outside. There we go. So with this one here, can put that on like that, or we can put it on the green underneath like that. So let's do that, and then we can compare the two. So they're all subtly different. Okay. So these, I forgot to show you, there's actually a stamp set that goes with these dies too. Kind of not related as such. But a very cool set, so I must show you that as well. All right, and then we need our dimensionals. So for this, I'm going to put one in every corner plus one in the middle. Now my plan was to try it with other papers and other colors, but I kind of ran out of time. So maybe you can, and you can let me know what you think. Whoops, that one didn't come up. I like using the take your pick to lift those up. I'm going to stand up just to position it. What I'm going to do is just very lightly put it on, not push it down. Then if I'm not quite happy with it, I can just adjust it. Let's come up a bit. Because if you stuck it down and then you try and move it, it's not going to work. But if you're just lightly putting it there, when I'm happy, then I'll push my dimensionals down, just like that. Then we're going to add some embellishments, and then I'll show you what I'm doing on the inside. So I'm going to go with the green, which I believe is a garden green. This was part of the, I think what was it called? The treetop one with the bird and stuff in it. That's sweet. And the papers and stuff are still available, so that's cool. So there we go. So can you see a subtle difference between these two cards? Obviously, even the paper arrangement's pretty much the same. So this one has just got a little bit of green around it. That's just white. So it does look, let's move it over a little bit more. It does look subtly different. Do you have a preference? So do you like the white, just white, or do you like it the white with a little bit of green over it, around it as well. Now to finish off the inside, we are going to put our standard piece in. Now often I like to stamp, but all we've stamped is happy birthday and I don't really want another sentiment in there. So I'm going to look at my scraps and I'm going to add a piece of designer series paper. So I might add it that way. Now sometimes I've already glued that in and I add it later, but since we need to trim it, we're actually going to add this first. And then I'll yeah, I do have scissors here. Good, good, good. So try and get it even. How's that? Right to the edges, yep. And then flip it over and cut like so. Then I can put it on the inside like this. Right. Okay. So it just has something on the inside, which is slightly, what's the word? Fuzzy edge there. So just wiping that slightly. Oops, that doesn't look quite straight. It's probably too late to adjust it now. Is it going to come down a little bit? That will have to do. It's not bad, I guess. Okay, so there we go. So that's the card. What did I do on this one? So for this one, I've put it down the side. I didn't have it long enough pieces, so I've done it down the side. So there you go. So that's today's card. It's using these wonderful textured notes dies, and the stamp set that goes with is this cool one here. So it is a rubber stamp. Haven't even put the stamps on yet, or the stickers on the back. But yeah, sort of gives you some sort of interesting texture effects, and then some leaves, which are always nice. So it kind of doesn't cut anything out with the set, but obviously this has got texture, these have got textures, that's why they work together. So I'm going to have fun with that one. Haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but I do like these. So you can get them as a bundle together, save 10%, or you could just get one or the other. All right, and remember the stamp set that we used was the Layered Thoughts, which has lots of potential. So this was one that we received at On Stage, a demonstrator event, and we got to use it there as well. And I'm going to show you some other examples using it too. All right, so here, these are today's cards. And remember the others I showed you? So what do you, I don't know if you can see them all. Here we go. What do you tend to like? Do you like the wider border? Or do you like kind of the narrow ones? And do you like the green base or the white base? Quite like the extra layer. I think it depends on the, yes, very true, Sheila. So she's saying she quite likes the green, the extra layer around here, which is nice. But it also may depend on the paper that you're using, depending if you need it or not. So that's another good point. So there's the other cards too. All right, so lots of happy birthday cards there. So remember today's card was inspired by that one that we did a little while ago. Now, if you wanted to step it up a little bit, I was running out of that paper, so I got some other one from the set, and it's also slightly more colourful. And this time I die cut the green, the garden green out, and I white embossed the happy birthday. So that gives sort of a different look, and you can see in the background we've got slightly more brighter colours, because and it's more like border wise, kind of like that one, but we've got green, white on green instead of green on white. So what do you think of the embossed look? Do you like that too? Top right is my favorite. Oh, Nicolette, you're joining us. Wonderful to see you, Nicolette. It's been ages. So top right, I can't remember what, I think top right was that one. Was that right? No, not that one. That one, the one we made today. Awesome. Okay. So with these dies, like I say, it's got the texture on them. Sometimes we've had dies in the past, like we used last week, we used these ones, and these have got that stitched look on them. Remember, on the edge? So sometimes it's just nice having something around the edge. But if you don't have them, you can quite easily make a card by just cutting a rectangle too. There's no wrong. There's no right or wrong, there's just different ways of doing it. So with this particular set, I don't think I've shown you these before, but we also did it at Coffee and Cards earlier this month, I think it was, where we made note cards. And at this time I've used the Country Woods paper, which wasn't last year's catalogue, and it's carrying over, so that's very cool. So I've used some of that paper in the background and stamped, and I cannot remember, I think that might be, I'm trying to think what colour that, Misty Moonlight on cloud cover cardstock, I think. And then I have this one here, so just other paper in the pack, so slightly more colourful background. I think this is boho blue, which is now a retired colour, but I still like it. I like my blues. And then this one here with the browns, so this is pecan pie. And so I've added some linen thread and then some embellishment. So these are the same ones, or from the same pack as we used today. And then these are some cork ones that we had a while ago that probably aren't available, but you know, we've got them, we might as well use them up. So there we go. So they are another way of using that particular stamp set. So I've done the thank and the you separately, kind of like sometimes I've angled, sometimes I've kept them, you can't see that one, straight, but paper and stamp and you're done. Very effective. So the DSP I've used here is the Country Wood. The DSP I've used on these ones, Linda, is the Floral Impression. So that's part of the Impressions of Bloom. You won't find it in the catalogue. It's only available in the online store. So it's part of the Impressions of Bloom bundle, but the paper is called Floral Impressions. All right, so yeah, so lots of cards to show you and inspire you. So there we go, keeping it with the country one. We've got the Floral Impressions along with our layered thoughts. So I hope that gives you lots of ideas. Again, using our textured notes dies too. So a couple of things to share with you, things that are happening now and things that are going to happen soon. So firstly, just a reminder that this month, so only until Saturday, we have the Stamping Up joining offer. So that means if you join up as a demonstrator, you get slightly more this month. You usually get $285 worth of products. In May, you get $361 worth, so that's 40% extra. And it only costs you $189. You get free shipping, catalogs with that, and some probably other business things too, which I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's worth thinking about whether it's for yourself, like you just want to craft for yourself, buy for yourself, or do something more. Don't have to do as much as I do with lives and classes and that kind of thing. Just make it work for you. So if you're wondering, you're not sure, why don't you join me tonight for my live? Sorry if there's slight pauses. I need to cough every now and again, so I quickly mute. So this is a live tonight at 8 p.m. It will be like this on my Facebook page and YouTube, so you don't have to go to a special group or anything. Just join live, and I'm going to share in a little bit more detail the benefits of joining, you know, the connection, the creativity, the community that you can have through joining Stamping Up, and the benefits that you get as being a part of joining my team and joining Stamping Up. So if you've got any questions, feel free to email me, message me before then, and then I can make sure I can answer those, or you can ask on the night. So that's 8 p.m. and it will be live like it is now. So even if you're not sure, you know, just come along, listen. If you decide it's not for you, no worries. If you're thinking, oh yes, maybe, and then you want to talk some more, I can do that too. So 8 p.m. If you can't be there live, it will be recorded. So just remember that join offer is, I mean, any time is a great time to join, but even better deal if you join up by the 31st of May, which is this Saturday. So if you can, I look forward to seeing you tonight at 8 p.m. Lucky last, this is something that is coming in June. So this is giving you a little bit of a heads up. So from the 3rd to the 30th of June, while stocks last, all sweets and sweet products, if you buy one, you get one free. So I don't have a catalogue right in front of me, but a sweet is when it's a collection of products. So it might be like the stamps and the dies and some ribbons and some embellishments, sometimes an embossing folder. There's a whole collection of things. So if you buy a whole suite, you can put them in as one code and you get everything together. Or you can buy the individual. So this hasn't started yet, but it looks like you can buy the whole suite and you get another suite for 50% off, which is an amazing deal. And it says sweet products. So I imagine if you were getting like the DSP from a suite and you got a second pack, you'd get that at half price. It must be I'm assuming the same thing. So like I say, we've only just heard about this. So I'm just getting my head around it. Once the 3rd starts, we'll know. Once you put things in your cart online or you give me your order, we'll know exactly how it works. But if you've been eyeing up a suite, I mean, if you join, of course, you can get it as part of your join offer, which would be great, or else get other things first once you've joined and then get the suite. So, there's all sorts of benefits. So that's coming. But yeah, 50% not free, 50% off. Sorry, did I say free? Thank you, Sheila. So you buy one set and you get 50% off the second one. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah. So I guess you get 50% free because you're only paying 50%. But anyway, so buy one suite and you get half price off the other one. Cool. So lots of things to share. So remember, the joining offer ends on Saturday. I have got my information evening tonight at 8 p.m. I'm hoping it'll be about half an hour. Sorry, another pause, this time a sneeze. So yeah, hopefully it won't be too long. Just depends on questions and things. I've got a few things to go through. And then this offer is coming next month. Cool. All right, so just to recap, here are today's cards, lots of different ways with the Layered Thought stamp set, the Texture Notes dies, and the Floral Impressions paper, or in this case, the Country Wood paper. Cool. All right, let's come back to me for the final little finish. Where am I? Coming. Maybe. There we go. All right. So thank you for joining me today. Yes, I appreciate you being here. I hope you've been inspired. Maybe you can make some cards similar to what I've got with some DSP and some stamping. They look great, but they're not too time consuming, which is really cool. And you don't need too many supplies for them. So thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. So ideally, if you can join me tonight at 8 o'clock, that would be great. Look forward to seeing you then. Otherwise, I'll be here next week once again, 1:30 p.m. on a Thursday. All right, so happy stamping and happy crafting, and I will see you again next time. Please reach out to me if you need any help. And remember, if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, and then you'll be notified of upcoming lives and things, and also other videos. And if you're not on my newsletter, please sign up because you'll get information about promotions, exclusive tutorials, and other great benefits too. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Oh yeah, sorry, one last thing. And if you would like to order, you're not joining up and you'd like to order, then reach out to me. You can order online through me, or I can help with your order. I think that's all. Lots